So what exactly is Microsoft Excel 2016? How about we open it and find out? I'm on a Windows 10 machine for this course, so I'm just going to click the Start button, and I'm going to click All Apps, and I'm going to scroll down, and here's Excel 2016. And I'm just going to click Blank Workbook for now, just so we can see the screen. Excel is what we call a spreadsheet program. It allows us to organize information in rows and columns, with the intention that we can take this data and either just keep track of things with lists, or eventually do some calculations on some data to get figures for things like sales or other numbers that you might have, or accounting purposes, or any of the above, really. And as we go through this course, you'll see more and more uses for Excel. Like the other Microsoft Office programs, we do have a ribbon at the top of the screen that has several different tabs, and we'll be covering these as we go through the course. And here's the first of many friendly reminders. The Excel 2016 exam focuses heavily on the ribbon, which is why we're going to focus heavily on the ribbon in this course. In addition to the ribbon, we also have a status bar down at the bottom of the screen telling us we're ready to enter information. Down here we have a little zoom feature, so we'll zoom in and out on files as needed. And to get a better understanding of Excel, why don't we go ahead and open a file? So I'm going to click the File tab, and I'll click Open. And I'll click this PC. And I'm going to go to Documents, and I'm going to look for my Excel 2016 folder. Here it is. And since we're just getting started, we're in Domain 1, so I'll go to that folder and the Start. And here's a file called Tour of Excel. So I'll open it here. So this first worksheet that you see is an example of some sales figures. For our food truck business, we've got some trucks, some daily sales. It actually says weekly sales up here, so these are weekly sales. And notice that if I click on some of these numbers, we see in this area we call the formula bar the actual numbers. But if I click down here where we have totals, we actually see a formula. This is actually summing up these cells. Now, if you look closely, it says B4 through B10. Every cell in Excel has an address, starting with the column, ending with the row. So this is cell B4, for example. Column B, row 4. Here's B5, and so it goes. So this down here is telling us that we're summing up B4 through B10. Now, you don't have to worry about formulas too much right now, as we're going to be covering formulas extensively in Domain 4. But this is one of the hallmarks of Excel, the ability for us to enter data and then do calculations based on that data. In addition to calculations, we can also make charts. In fact, we've got a chart right here on this worksheet. And this chart actually is a pie chart summarizing the data that we see over here for these sales. Now you'll notice these different tabs down here. We've already looked at 2 of these. These are worksheets, shown as these different tabs down at the bottom. Now in an Excel file, otherwise known as a workbook, you can have as many sheets as the computer will handle. There's really no physical limitation here. Excel worksheets can have up to over 1 million rows of data and up to 16,000 plus columns of data. Now, if you have to manage that much data on a sheet, good luck to you. The files you'll see in this course are far smaller than that. Most of them are about this size, as we see here, actually. Now, this is an example of data that we have and totals that we've calculated. Now, I mentioned that with Excel, you can also just generate lists of data with no calculations. Here's an example. I'm clicking Truck Info, and here we just see a very simple list. Here's the truck number, here's the route it's on, here's the person driving the truck, and the last time the truck was serviced. Simple list, no need for any calculations at this point. In fact, with Excel, you'll see a lot of people use this to track things such as phone lists or lists of collections of things, like maybe DVDs or movie collections or things like that. The point is, Excel has many different uses, and we're going to see these different uses throughout this course.